immediate withdrawal from the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. Anyone would like to speak to that? Okay, Her Excellency Maria, Deep Coming Soul. We have Her Excellency Deborah, His Excellency Michael, okay, and His Excellency Herbert, Her Excellency Gina, Her Excellency Sally Wong.
So everyone.
So everyone.
I have Her Excellency Maria Magdalena.
Okay, go ahead, Your Excellency Maria.
Thank you. It is interesting that NATO, with its 32 members, is officially committed to peace, democracy, and freedom, but it's constantly starting new wars. Or rather, there are forces in NATO that ensure that other member states send young men to war, completely inadequately trained, with poor equipment, and use them as cannon fodder. When NATO was founded in 1949, it was called to deter the USSR, and that still seems to be case today. How many countries has NATO invaded and started wars in to then exploit the people, the land, and its resources? A human being does not want war. It is high time that NATO disappears into thin air. Thank you for the decree, Your Majesty.
You're welcome. Next, Her Excellency Deep Coming Soul. Can you lower the microphone volume, please, Your Excellency, darling? Not there. Use the setting. Yeah, and go to the audio. Just lower it. Put it to the center. Thank you. Okay, because it's bouncing.
Deep Coming Soul, Her Excellency.
Okay, thank you. Your Excellency Deep Coming Soul, go ahead.
Very good. So, Her Excellency Maria Magdalena, I will just add a bit from what she said and not repeat because that was part of what I had researched as well. So they also, NATO would always use an scapegoat. So if you look in past disasters, past events, they would always find an individual or a culture, like a race, to blame. And so they would distract us from seeing what they were actually doing. And it was such a false preface of saying, you know, that they were benevolent and for protection and all that. And to help with the natural disasters, in fact, they initiated the natural disasters or the events that would create, whether it would be from forest fires to weather manipulation. So they were at the forefront of causing them, not to be there to help as a result of them. And the whole Russia and Ukraine, well, the people of the Ukraine were so thankful that Russia was there, because they were helping to remove the trafficking and the harm that they were continually imposing, that NATO was continually imposing on the Ukrainian people. And Russia was actually helping them being freed from all these very harmful, the labs, everything that NATO had brought into the Ukraine and was very hurtful to the Ukrainian people.
Thank you, Your Excellency. His Excellency Michael.
Thank you very much, everyone. Yes, it was very much encroachment on foreign nations, on sovereign nations. And I watched in horror myself, keeping an eye on geopolitics and war events in media. These countries that encroach by NATO. And steal the resources, the production labs, all the things they had going on. I'm very, very thankful for it.
Okay, thank you. There seems to be a feedback coming from someone's microphone.
Someone's interference there.
Okay.
His Excellency Herbert Cerami.
His Excellency Herbert. Oh, may have to unmute yourself, Your Excellency. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I've muted myself. Thank you again on this subject for this portfolio. Withdrawal from NATO on this royal decree from the monarchy of High Excellency Royal Romana I. We saying thank you for the suppression of security of all sovereign nations, because of NATO was the thieves, liars, promising all countries to be protected under their wings. Of which they are playing a game of selling weapons, practicing the powers of the weapons, nuclear weapons they are selling, so that they can able to act on other countries, so that the buyer can able to see how destructive are these weapons all about. Now, this royal decree of withdrawing funds to NATO is freeing the nations so that they can protect themselves. They can have their own militaries, which they are under their own command to protect their borders from inferior intervention of manipulation. That means now countries now are in debt because they owe NATO, which the money they cannot have. Imagine African countries where we have to pay in dollars, we don't have. That means we are trapped under the debt of NATO. But your royal decree gives us a free wing so that we can be freed as a sovereign nations, zero defunct of NATO. It will help our nations of the sovereignty countries so that we can able to run our own safety, because of it's not well where you have a business deal whereby I say I'll protect you, Her Royal Majesty, but you must pay me. But at the end of the day, I don't pay you, I'm your intruder. That means I wage war against you. Now, in that instance, there is no fair deal in this deal since it was signed. Now you are the only one who can reverse that act, because all countries they can fight, but they don't have powers to reverse the act of what NATO came with to them on those agreements. But you are the only one, our only hope on this grace for our safety of our children, for our safety of our nations, for generations to come, so that we can able as nations to free ourselves from this dismay. Because of if we can look, our systems, your systems came in biblical way, as what happens as above should happen below, as was above. They changed the was and then they put the war, as if the heavens is a war. And then now we have to always fight so that they can make money.
Correct.
But in that instance, this royal decree you came with, to me, as Herbert in Africa, I saying, I salute you to free us from this slavery and oppression and fear scarcity of happiness and sovereignty to our nations. Then it's a glory from the Lord. Now to you, I say, we support Kingdom of Canada to reverse the act, which was signed before 1876 or whatever, so that it can able to go back where it was, to build their sovereignty and build the sovereign nations of the world. That's how we can say now the planet Earth, it's safe for the children and generations to come. Then I say, I thank you.
You're welcome. And greetings to all of our African brothers and sisters and those around the world. Next, we have Her Excellency Sally Wong. Thank you, Your Excellency Herbert Sarami, for that.
Thank you, Your Royal Majesty, Queen Romana I. The Kingdom of Canada, we the people of the Kingdom of Canada and around the world do not want NATO. Wherever in the world there are U.S. military bases, it is a representation of the NATO allied countries. 32 countries or whatever they are, allied with the USA, is the strong arm of USA hegemony or hegemony is the other way to pronounce it. And it's for the purpose of controlling the whole world. And it was possible because the USA had a mighty army, military. And its lettered agencies also worked with it. So NATO is just one of many names that the Illuminati plan to make their one world government operated. And NATO is what QRTRTV World News has told us is one of the 10 harmful transnational agencies to human existence. That's NATO. And we've already talked about the pandemic, the WHO and Red Cross, World Health Organization. So one of the 10 transnational organizations that are dangerous to the existence of Homo sapiens is NATO. And I'd like to quote John Stockwell, the whistleblower, the CIA whistleblower. He says, when they went south of South America, we've set out to overthrow functioning constitutional democracies in over 20 countries, he says. We manipulated elections in dozens of countries. And that sounds like what has been happening politically in America, not just in the past. He says we created standing armies and directed them to fight. We went after to organize ethnic minorities to encourage them to revolt. And so NATO has been very harmful to the whole world. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to speak to that? Okay. All right. So we